Good morning, good morning. I am out of bed, Colin. Not quite 2 hours ago, but definitely got out of bed. Goodness me, coffee has been had, crumpet has been had. I'm awake, for better or worse. Let's hope Ulster and Edinburgh can keep me awake. Mark, good morning, sir. Hopefully Ulster win, says Mark. You would want to see an Ulster and Leinster final. Has Gazza got a Leinster jersey? Funny you ask, actually, because he's more of a hat guy. And I was wearing my Leinster jersey and hat yesterday because tomorrow in New Zealand is, well, it's actually today. Today in New Zealand is Father's Day. And we took him out with my brother for lunch, and he was looking at my hat and he said, I want you to get me a Leinster hat for Christmas. So, yeah, that's on his list. It seems he has become something of a Leinster fan. What can I say? Morning, John. How is it going? What are you guys drinking? What are you guys watching? I don't know where most of you are, to be fair. Nathan, how is it, man? Are we predicting more points or less points than the other semi-final? I'm not sure what the Edinburgh's weather is like, to be honest. I haven't looked. Watching from Edinburgh, Fraser. Well, you'll be able to tell us what the weather's like. Oh, you're gonna send a hat? Baseball cap. He has hundreds of the things. So, bro, if you would send that, that would make his Christmas. What's up, Patrick? Man, how's it going? Only popping in for 5 minutes as I'm at my rugby club for the game. Edinburgh fan for the night, Leo. Usually a Glasgow fan. All right, man. Enjoy the game. Johan's in the Scottish Highlands. Go and get a beer. Good option. Fleshin, how's it going, sir? They have just started the coverage here in New Zealand. Is there no crowd this week? They allowed a partial crowd last week. Not sure what the deal with that is. I guess it's a government thing. Last week when it was Edinburgh, Glasgow, they allowed like a socially distant crowd. Here comes Ulster out onto the pitch. Pretty slick looking kit, I must say. Cases have gone up again, mini lockdown here. Okay, so no fans in the crowd then. It makes sense. Thank God an English referee who had the balls to send Farrell off for a dirty shot. What happened? What happened? I've only just gotten out of bed. Edinburgh's coming out onto the pitch now. Pretty slick looking kit, you have to say. Let's go, Edinburgh. Who are people backing for this one? Edinburgh are the favourites. Ulster's gone none from two since the return. Saracens. Farrell clattered a young Wasps player, possibly the worst tackle I've ever seen straight red. I'll have to go back and watch it. Past 12 hours was unrelenting with rugby games. I've pretty much been watching rugby since 5 o'clock New Zealand time last night. I watched the Force and the Rebels. I watched North versus South. I watched the Reds and the Brumbies half asleep. And then I literally went to sleep and then have come here to watch this game. So yeah, I'm kind of relieved there's only one game on today. But I mean, bro, compared to a few months ago when there was no rugby on at all, I will take action-packed rugby full day compared to nothing. So, not complaining. Kinghorn's got the ball, and we have kicked off. So if you guys are watching me and the game at the same time, I'll call out a timestamp for you in just a moment. So if I am ahead of you, you can pause the YouTube stream to make up the difference. So I'm not dropping spoilers for you. And we are at 20 seconds. Well, Farrell, to be honest, mate, doing a pretty poor tackle does not surprise me at all. But yeah, like you said, the red card is actually slightly surprising. I'm sure it's on Twitter, actually, if I go have a look. North versus South was brilliant. Yes, it's a shame that Mitch Hunt is rather small. Bro, I think Duhan van der Merwe just got more meters in that one run than he has in last week's game. Farrell. Oh, yeah, I'm looking at it on Twitter now. Oh, goodness me. Silly. Swinging arm. Not good. Same rules apply for today. I won't be staying for the whole stream, or Mark will ban me from the channel to protect what is left of my circadian rhythm. Yes. When it hits 3:30 in the morning, it's time for bed. Alright, Leo. Enjoy the game, man. Farrell's tackle felt more than just a tackle. He went in it with nastiness. Yeah. To be honest, on my Twitter feed, I saw a worse one, but it was rugby league. I saw a worse one at the weekend. And that one, it was Aussie Rugby League, and they were actually debating, should that be anything? And it's like, bro, come on. I'll check out the Farrell tackle. Typical Thug Farrell. Yeah, Big Will, it's a big old swinging arm. 11J said, hope I'm well. Yeah, I'm still a bit bleary-eyed after getting out of bed. How the hell Big Will's out of bed and his missus is not on his ass, I don't know. Because if it's 6:30 here, it's got to be like 4:30 there. Either hasn't gone to bed yet, should be in trouble, or up at this time, should be in trouble. The ref's career is over. Fair enough. I think they couldn't care less for tackles in the NRL. Yeah, they definitely don't have player safety in mind with some of the stuff that they allow. I think Rugby Union took one look at the NFL and all the potential lawsuits and went, ooh, we better clean that up, which was a good move overall. A proper league tackle. That's why Farrell's got it in him. He's got the league background, so. And shoulder charges were only banned in rugby league a few years ago. Indeed. And there was controversy about that, about them banning it, about the game going soft. So, yeah. Luke, how's it going? We're 3 minutes and 25 seconds in. Still no score. So compared to the North and South game, this is just shockingly terrible. That game had a try within 2 minutes. But rather than kind of a trial match with no real consequences, this is a semi-final. So we're probably going to be a bit tighter. Where can we watch from Ireland? I know they had yesterday's one on free on IR Sports, but I'm not sure if they've got it on their Facebook page again. Otherwise, I guess it's Premier Sports. I know ESPN Plus has got it. Sky Sports in New Zealand has got it. Our game is dying because we can't shoulder charge into heads of players. Maybe Rugby League just needs to wait until some guy gets, Alzheimer's when he's 50, and then we'll see if they take it more seriously. I don't know, man. Sometimes it takes that kind of thing before things will actually happen. Bible Solutions, how is it going? Nathan, Mark, what did you think of North versus South? You really enjoyed it? Yeah, man. Despite the ref, it was a good game. Not as tight as last night, please. That was a Galen Pongia tackle. He got rinsed by the shoulder charge. It was a red all day long. I think the bloke got sent off. Rugby is usually Premier Sports with it by Sports. Okay. Or either IR Sports or Premier Sports. Okay. It's on IR Sports again, but it's not free. Oh, they put the Munster Leinster game on free. I guess because it's not two Irish teams this time. Who won North versus South? You haven't watched it, man. If you can find a way to watch it, you should watch it. I don't want to spoil it for you if you haven't seen it because it's such a good game. And it goes right down to the wire. So hard up for rugby, I'm going to watch your commentary. Love the North-South game, Wayne. Oh, yeah. This game's still 0-0. If you can get a feed of it, you should watch it. It's a semi-final. But, yeah. It's good to have rugby back. What can we say? Crusaders boys always find a way to get a win. Farrell will get his first ever 13-day ban. Has Farrell ever been red carded before? We're going to have a scrum. 6 minutes and 40 in. It's still been tentative, I would describe this one. A penalty kill's worth 90 points in this game. My son is not yet out of bed, so maybe they're still worth 3. We'll have to ask him when he gets up. Have you listened to Dylan Hartley's chat on the good, the bad, and the rugby? I started it. I haven't yet finished it, man. I haven't yet finished it. I probably got the first 10, 20 minutes into it. Pretty sure Duhan van der Merwe is now qualified to play for Scotland. I would be tempted to put him straight into the starting 15 as he's always scoring tries. He didn't get a lot of pill last week, but he is certainly like just that big blockbusting winger. So yeah, put him and oh goodness me, his name escapes me. It's too early. The other winger, Darcy Gray on the other wing. Big man, little man. Another Harlequins defeat today. Ugh. I didn't see it. I haven't seen any of the Premiership results. I've been sleeping. Pretty much since the Reds and Brumbies finished, I went directly to bed. I didn't even review the games. I was like, I'm going to do that in the morning. I'm going to bed. Because I had a crap sleep the night before. Thankfully, a bit better last night. Couldn't watch North versus South. Was building my new PC. You catch the highlights. Alright, man. Just go watch the highlights now. It's on YouTube. Probably better if you don't know the result. Who do I think will take this one? I would guess Edinburgh if I had to hazard a guess. But, look, they've just won the first scrum penalty. Remember Conor McGregor thanking Owen Farrell for his advice, and he said that Farrell told him about he used his shoulder when tackling. You're trying to say that he's not got the best tackling technique. Is that what it is? Would you put Will Jordan in the New Zealand squad? I think he definitely needs to be in the squad. Maybe he doesn't start, but he needs to be in the squad. I think traditionally the All Blacks coaches like to get a guy into the squad and then kind of see what he's made of amongst the other players. Some guys just get picked straight up, but a lot of them, they go in the squad first. The All Blacks coaches get a look at them. They tell them what they need to work on. And then if they do what they're told, they get an All Black spot. Edinburgh will get it done. Another bruising game, but hopefully open up more tries than yesterday's game. We will see. The weather looks all right. But again, it looked all right on camera yesterday as well, but people were saying it was pretty atrocious. That was just a troll. Yeah, I figured that. If you're comparing Farrell to Conor McGregor, then you must be saying his tackling technique's pretty bad. Here goes Duhan. Carrying the ball in one hand, you beast. God, he beat about 1.5 tacklers there. Probably should have passed it though, to be fair. My dad's watching the game on his data and he's just used it all up. Alright. I got free off-peak data this weekend, but don't know if I'll need it. What can I say? They offer you deals. First open air sports in Britain today with a crowd. Social distancing is allowed today. What is that one? Because they had a crowd at this game last week, but it was socially distanced. It's cool in the south, so it's bloody freezing up there. Is that the way it works? Oh man, Kinghorn's close. These guys are like 3 meters out. They got advantage. I don't know how many phases it's been. Cross kick. And a vault. Something about cross-kicking to Darcy Graham, which I guess is not quite the same as someone a bit taller. He gave it a good effort. Imagine if Will Jordan went to Ulster. On that play, they probably needed him. Connacht fan for my sins, like commentary. North-South was massive. Won't ruin it for those who did not see it. Frank, yeah man, it was a hell of a game. What can we say? I also have not... I know there's at least one person in the stream who hasn't seen it, so I haven't mentioned the result, but hell of a game. Unpopular opinion, Challenge Cup games actually look decent. I haven't even... I had a brief look at the Champions Cup format and it seems complicated. I'm still trying to get my head around it. Do you think Rugby Championship will still go ahead? Oh man, yeah, I see. Bro, is that a try? Is that McAnally? Wow, there we go. McAnally gets the try. It's probably been coming. There's one person in the crowd waving an Edinburgh flag. It's a big bloody flag too. It's a maul. He just peels off, dummies. Doesn't even really dummy, just shows the ball. Well, that's a reward for them not taking the 3. Nice jersey, it is. It is. My whiteboard is seemingly quite off its axis. Let's see if he's going to get the conversion. I've actually broken my golden rule of not writing the guy's name up until the conversion is kicked, because every now and again the TMO comes along and chalks off the try. Not this time. And the Vol has pushed it wide, so it is 5-0. Do I have a Harlequins kit? No, but I believe one is on the way. Somebody who is a Quins fan has said they will send me one, so hopefully it's on the way. Tom Christie and Finlay Christie related? I don't think so. Wi-Fi was poor this morning, so missed the north-south stream. You missed. Oh, you missed this stream. You saw the game. Okay. Yeah, good to have you here, Ruben. Never seen such rubbish sprouted about Leinster last night. One okay performance in poor conditions. The people are saying they're boring and average. What's that saying? You're only as good as your last result or your most recent result? Yeah. It's basically how it works. People have got short memories, man. You can be 24 games on the trot, but if your last game was average, you're average. Maybe if Argentina don't go to South Africa, New Zealand could show you a couple of traditional teams. Yes. There's like 5 players from the Argentinian camp who've got COVID. There's like Delgui and Bovelli and Malia, I think. Yeah. So the odds of them travelling seems pretty slim. Doesn't matter who wins Leinster, have it, I say. Yeah, I think if Leinster were to go on and lose against Saracens in the Champions Cup, then you might say, and if they didn't look good, then people could say, oh, maybe they're a bit overrated. But the fact that you're on like 24 wins in a row, including the Champions Cup, would indicate probably a pretty good team. Can switch up 15 players and still get a win. Would you like to see North-South every year going forward? If they could find a spot in the calendar for it, I think. I think they don't like it because it's too brutal for the players. Like, Braden Ennell got injured last night. So, yeah. But if they had it every year, at least it would bring some kind of rivalry to it. So, like, most fans last night, like, I was getting behind the North, but realistically, I didn't really care who won. It's not like State of Origin Rugby League where you're like a diehard supporter of one or the other. Leinster do what they have to do, just grind out a team, but they would grind the Crusaders into the ground. That'd be a hell of a game. Do you have a Stade de France jersey? Isn't the Stade de France a stadium? Like a Stade Francais jersey? That's usually the pink ones, right? I don't think, no. I've only got Toulon, Toulouse, and like La Rochelle, I think. Artie said he wants a 3-game North-South every year. Damn. That'd be just like State of Origin, so I could see a market for it for sure. Stade Francais, yeah, they've not had the best results, to be honest. If you won 24 for your last game, you're probably a good team. Well, yeah. It's early, man. It's early in the morning. Do you only wear rugby jerseys? Not exclusively, but let's just say I often wear rugby jerseys. Top 14 kicked off this weekend. I haven't seen any of the results. Who were the winners? Who were the losers? What's the score? It's 5-0 to Edinburgh. Right. Ulster actually have the ball in the red zone. What can they do here? Are they going to give it to the backs or just keep it with the forwards? So far, it's the latter. Marcel Coetzee has rolled the wrong way. That ball's come back. 5 meters out. Racing beat Lyon 27-23. Beale made his debut. Oh, I forgot he'd even signed for them. That's the appropriate club for Beale to be playing it, isn't it? Oh, Ulster have got a penalty 5 meters out. The North vs South match, it's organised every year. No, it's just been a one-off game, but there's talk that people would like to see it every year. Would like to see a Northern Southern Hemisphere game. I've done videos about that, and there's always major interest in them. So yeah, I'm sure there would be a lot of interest in it. Flish-in, the only shirt your wife likes is that Stade Francais one, huh? Because it's pink. I've got a couple of pink jerseys, a Bulls one and a Cardiff Blues one. Alright, we've stopped for, who is that? Freddie Burns? Not Freddie Burns, Billy Burns to get some treatment on his leg. Then we'll have a penalty for Ulster. Have you heard of the International Rules Series between Ireland and Australia? I have. But I did not know Australia had a war dance. Right, it's 20 minutes and Ulster turn down 3. They want a 5 meter maul. Here comes the line out. It's a quick one. The maul is set. It's messy. It's gone sideways, backwards. The ball gets out. Has Cooney knocked it on? No. The maul bit didn't work, but they've still got the ball. Give it to your backs, man. You know you want to do it. Won't be on this year, unfortunately. I love the compromise sport. We make great sport. They're like 4 meters out. They finally give it to the backs, but Cooney's pass is a shocker. It goes into the dirt, and they've knocked it on. That's brutal for Ulster. Have you ever been to Europe to watch rugby? No, man, not yet. Not yet. One of these days. Best shirt is the Sale Sharks home kit of Rugby '08. I can't even remember what it looked like. You gotta get some Gaelic football jerseys. I don't think I've seen more than a minute of Gaelic football in my life. But I know it's a pretty massive game. Will Jordan was pretty silent today, but then you can't make a mistake around him. Yeah, he's still a pretty lethal finisher, even if he's having a relatively quiet game. My bitter Scarlets fanboy hurt is out here now. Leinster are a cut above for reasons, but here we go. Irish rugby is not free-flowing. Shots fired. Remember that Stockdale try against the All Blacks in like 2018? That was a thing of beauty. Hurling is better than Gaelic football. There's too many sports to watch. Last night was one of the worst Munster performances I've ever seen. It was not the Munster I knew from the noughties. Box kick after box kick after box kick. Seriously. It must be said, Conor Murray does love a box kick. What can you say? I think Ireland need to find Sexton's true successor. Well, it wasn't kind of Joey Carberry the chosen one, but then he's just been injured for such a long time. Welsh regions can be free-flowing all they want, but they're not getting anywhere, are they? The shots are being fired in both directions. Liam isn't here to point out your mistakes. Yeah, it's true, Nathan. I'm in Dublin. I'll take hurling any day of the week, man. What is the ranking of sports in Ireland? Is it like Gaelic football's number one? Like, where does football, like soccer, rank? Is it above or below rugby? I've heard people say rugby's like the third or fourth sport. Hope to see Madigan back in the green jersey. He's on the bench for this one. Is Eddie Jones respected in New Zealand for his managerial skills? I would say both respected and disliked. People don't like his attitude. I think he's entertaining as hell, honestly. I don't know if he's that likable. Depends. Depends on the context. I watched that movie they made about him, that Miracle at Brighton, and that kind of puts a different light on it. In Ireland, Gaelic football's top, soccer is second, rugby is third. Okay. Considering rugby isn't Ireland's number one sport, they are bad. Is very true. Domestic football league in Ireland is pretty bad, though. Yeah, to be honest, I used to play Football Manager a long time ago, and I would sometimes scout through the Irish clubs. What was it like? There's a Crusaders, right? And whatnot, and I didn't find a lot of players I wanted to sign. Soccer is bigger than GA in Dublin, but outside Dublin, Gaelic football, okay. You think Gatland deserves to be given more time to be able to sit into his job, or is this not the coach he used to be? I think they had like, what was it, 5 bonus point losses? I think they weren't that far away. They had injuries. I think give them a bit more time. It's that same idea like people talking crap about Leinster, people talking crap about Gatland. I don't think he's become a bad coach overnight. I think it's probably a bit more complicated. But back to this game, bloody hell, Ulster need something to go their way here because they are still in Edinburgh 22 and they've just conceded a penalty. Goodness me. Summary of this game, it's been pretty tentative. Edinburgh looked pretty clinical when they took their try, turned down 3, got 7 from got 5, sorry, from a well-worked line-out maul. Ulster have been camped down Edinburgh's half for quite some time now, but not really looked like scoring. Edinburgh's defence looked pretty comfortable. Soccer in Ireland suffered due to that twat that was running FAI. He robbed the association blind. Goodness me. What was the point in hiring Larkham and buying Dale Indy when no one outside the team got the ball? Yeah, I don't know if it's Larkham not having the effect that he wanted or they're not following his instructions, but honestly, Larkham, when he was in Super Rugby, was a bit shit as a coach. His Brumby side was awful to watch. Just saying. Stockdale Stockdale comfortable into the high ball. Is Stockdale a shout for Ireland's fullback? Or will it be Lama? Or is there somebody else? Maybe Addison? And yeah, Big Will, Eddie Jones does like to wind people up, which is something a bit different. Thoughts on North versus South? It was a cracker. Absolute cracker. Big Will's not a Gatland fan. I reckon give him time. Give him time. One more season at least. Then again, we got the Lions tour, so we'll have to wait and see. Jeez. Ulster are back into Edinburgh's 22 with another line out, but this is what? Fourth visit? Points are still 0. Oh, Little's knocked it on. Goodness me, you guys are frustrating me. Munster's brand of rugby not attractive. People criticise Van Grant for that, but does it go back further? Stockdale may move therefore low in November. Yeah. At least with Stockdale, if he's under the high ball, he seems pretty comfortable. He's a big guy. I think Lama can sometimes be overlooked. He's definitely one of the best fullbacks. Put him in the Lions ahead of Hogg. Whoa, that's a big call. South America could recognise Ireland more for rugby than football, except for maybe Roy Keane. Why Munster bought Delander and Larkham beyond me? Larkham's poor offence failed at the Brumbies and the Wallabies. Yeah, I don't know if they watched this Brumbies team when they bought him or they legit thought he could add something. I don't know. But his style was... Oh, goodness me. Kicked it out in the full. Gonna go back for the knock on though. Would you welcome New Zealand to join the Six Nations? I don't know, man. I quite like the Six Nations being a European competition. Even the idea of the South Africans joining, I don't like. Even if the time zones work better. That's what's great about the World Cup, right? Is that seeing all like this, end of year tours and stuff. You get to see the winner of the Rugby Championship maybe take on the winner of the Six Nations. There's two styles meet, and yeah. Native sports in New Zealand. I don't think so. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. Not that I know of. Not that I can think of. Gats is a god. Cuffed the Aussies with a Welsh side. Just about done the Kiwis, which is why he is so better to them. Gatland is generally not that well liked in New Zealand. I don't know what he did. People just don't like him. Partly it's maybe the media as well. The media, when he was here on that Lions tour in 2017, the media in New Zealand were pretty disgraceful. Come on, Stockdale. Put the hammer down. He's tackled. And they've turned it over. Goodness. Nobody can get any fluidity. Hopefully James Lowe gets a shot in the green jersey. Yeah, you got to wonder how many seasons, what's his name? Too early in the morning. Munster winger, short hair, Keith Earls. You got to wonder how long he's got left. Although he still shows his class when he plays, but when you get into his age, you got to think about retiring from internationals, prolong your club career kind of thing. Yeah, Big Darcy Graham with a turnover. That's true. Give him credit for that. That's not what you would expect. Have I recovered from the North-South game? Yeah, I mean, I suppose I kind of got behind my team. But ultimately, whoa, the offload there was sick. Ultimately, there's not much history to that game, so I didn't really, in my heart of hearts, I didn't really mind who won or lost. I would rather have seen the North lose than like the Blues in Super Rugby or the All Blacks, if you know what I mean. Be hilarious to watch the All Blacks while the players do the haka. Anyway. Premiership people talked a few teams which I watched, and boy, they're not disappoint. Exeter, Bristol, Sale. Watched the game. Premiership is the Ducks nuts. I haven't watched a Premiership game for about 10 days now. I need to go back and watch one, maybe next weekend. Earls is still only 32, but 32 for a wing is getting on. Oh man, the penalties at the breakdown are killing Ulster at the moment. The fact that he can make it to still be an international class winger at 32 is pretty impressive. How many New Zealand guys have come onto the scene and then by the time they're like 28, gone? Julian Savia. Of all the international players outside New Zealand, who do you think would fit into the All Blacks best? Geez, we need a lock. We could use a big bit of tall timber. Didn't you start your channel at the start of 2018 International? I started it at the start of 2018 Super Rugby. But I didn't even get 1,000 subscribers until the June test. So I went for a good 6 months with like 100 or 200 subscribers. Then when the internationals happened, I got more people in. International rugby is just so much more popular than this stuff. Like, there's a lot of casual fans who would never watch these games, but they would, you know, they would get any ticket they could to go watch the international team. Is Finn Russell the best in the world? Finn Russell's, he's probably the best at what he does, but he wouldn't be a fit for every team that he could play in, I would say. I like watching him play. Man, we're almost at half time. It's almost 37 minutes. I haven't been talking that much about the game because it's largely been going through less than 5 phases and then getting turned over at the breakdown. Duhan van der Merwe is skipping down the touchline. He hasn't had the ball for about 20 minutes, but when he gets it, he goes forward. If Edinburgh can score here, that'd be brutal because Ulster have had a bunch of half chances. Do I still watch the hockey guy? Yeah, man. James, I still watch the hockey guy. I've been following the New York Islanders, and they are still alive in the NHL. They've got a Game 7 to play against Philadelphia. They were up 3-1, and then they've lost the last two. They just needed to win one more to finish them off. But yeah, so I watch his videos if he's doing stuff on the Islanders. Oh, now Ulster have turned Edinburgh over. This is going to go into halftime at 5-0. It's going to go 5-0. Racing 92 and Toulouse are particularly exciting teams. Yeah, man. Big Wolf, you are going to watch the French. Like, Racing 92, you got, like, I'm pretty sure Zebo's still there. Finn Russell's there. Teddy Thomas there. Like, basically, all those mental, like, going to do something brilliant or going to do something absolutely moronic, like, risk-reward team. That's just the whole team. And Toulouse is like Cheslin Colby, a bunch of French internationals, so yeah. We are at 38 minutes and 45 seconds, so just over a minute to go until halftime. If it wasn't for COVID, you wouldn't have been watching any Northern Hemisphere rugby. Silver linings, right? It's just like a bunch of people watched Super Rugby because of COVID, because there was nothing else on. Time check to... Oh, you already got it. Good from the last one. Time check to sync up. Game tracking along the lines of the Leinster Munster game. Oh, yeah. It's a semi-final, I guess. They're playing not to lose. Please know that the Pro 14 is usually more free-flowing. All teams must be rusty, says Fraser. Big Will does not believe you. Big Will's been following the Premiership and the Pro 14 since the restart. And the Premiership games have been a bit sharper, it must be said. I think we're going to see a resurgent Ireland in the next few years. Under 20s team have 2 Six Nations Grand Slams on the bounce. Sounds like some proper depth coming through. Oh my goodness, another penalty. I can't wait to see the match stats at half time because they're going to be brutal reading. She's a wee bit messy. I will say the Pro 14 has not covered itself in glory the past few weeks. The teams in the playoffs are quite attritional, to be fair. I know I have seen some Pro 14 games which have been just crazy end-to-end action. I still remember watching Ulster go down to South Africa to play the Cheetahs, and I think Henry Spate scored like a last-minute try, and that game was proper entertaining. So the fact that that particular game sticks in my mind, I know there are exciting games in the Pro 14. You can get match stats on Flash Score. I'm just going to use ESPN at halftime. But yeah, I want to see where all like the possession and territory and tackling percentages and penalties conceded, I think it's going to be pretty high. Dream to see Scotland winning the Six Nations. It has been a long time between drinks. Here we go, Edinburgh. Oh, where was that final pass? Goodness me, you had a man outside you. Stockdale's got the ball from a turnover. Take it to ground. Kick it out, Cooney. Nope, they're going to run it. What are you guys doing, you crazy cats? You're outnumbered. You're in your own 22. They've heard us talking smack about the Pro 14 and they want to prove us something else. Nah, there we go. It's out. Too much at stake in this match. Yep. Like I said, I'm watching your commentary because I need rugby. You're desperate, Wayne. Right, it's half time. I'm just going to open the curtains because the sun is officially up here in Auckland. I'll be back in a tick. weather check in Auckland is overcast. Quite overcast. Right. Let's check out the halftime stats. I can't imagine it's going to be the best reading. But remember, yesterday's Leinster and Munster had fewer than 100 run meters for each side by half-time. Owen Farrell red card and Saracens lost to Wasps. Wow, interesting. Right. Knock-ons. 1 by Edinburgh, 4 by Ulster. Position 57-43 to Edinburgh. Territory 56-44 to Edinburgh. Run meters 171 to 62. 62 run meters for Ulster is not the best reading. But here's a reason for that. Tackling percentage for Edinburgh is 96%. Ulster is at 84%. Edinburgh's made 66. Ulster's made 68. Penalties conceded is 12, 6 apiece. Okay, it's not terrible. But like clean breaks is 3-0 to Edinburgh. Defenders beaten is 10-3 to Edinburgh. So yeah, they're looking a bit sharper ball in hand. What can I say? 2 cents rugby editions, long dongs. That's the Taiwanese beer if you're new. Opening the curtains at halftime. 2 cents junior appearing midstream. He still must be in bed, or he's decided he doesn't want to watch the rugby this morning. Maybe he has thought Pro 14. Nah, bro, I'm not coming in for that one. I don't know. Pro 14 will grow on you eventually. Yeah. Like I said, I've seen some really good Pro 14 games before. And I remember when I started watching the Champions Cup, I think the first season that I watched it, like Edinburgh and Glasgow qualified. I think Connacht wasn't there, but Ulster, Munster, and Leinster all qualified. So like the Pro 14 did really well in terms of getting out of the pool stage, whereas like the Premiership, I think only had one team. Like Wasps got hidings, Bath didn't do well, even Exeter didn't make it out of the pool stages. They drew with Munster, like at their home game. Munster were predicted to get a hiding, so yeah, the Pro 14 teams can be really, top. Don't forget a possible halftime shirt change. That's only happened once, but yeah. FYI, don't Google long dongs. If you are going to Google long dong, you need to add Taiwan beer. Otherwise, you will get other results. Love watching Glasgow. They like to chuck it round. Yeah, I guess that's partly a Dave Rennie influence. This is a dirty display of rugby, but at least we are treated today with North versus South. That's how the game should be played. Building a new stadium. Yeah, true. The back pitches of Murrayfield. That makes sense. Murrayfield's too big for regular Pro 14 games. I remember watching a domestic rugby match at Eden Park in 2009 and receiving abuse for wearing an English kit. Some of the fans were not impressed with me, but most were okay. England do get the most grief. I know from this channel, wearing different teams' jerseys, there's 2 jerseys that people will give me a bit of stick for wearing. One is the English kit, the other is the Wallabies kit. The Irish have the money, but we all give it a go. Did any of the Welsh teams make it out that Champions Cup season? I don't think so. Scarlets were really disappointing. Cardiff were in that year. Anscombe was still playing for them. They were disappointing, although they did win one game in France, like against Toulon. Doris is an all-round player, man. He's really young as well. What is he, like 22? Madness. Did I see the Reds Brumbies game? I did. And as soon as it finished, I went to bed. So I'll do the reviews after this game. I'll do them all in one big hit. Get shafted in the group stage by coming second with not enough points to get out in second place. I got to admit, that's one thing I don't like about the Champions Cup is the format is not simple. It's like, how many different pools is it? It's like 5? 5 different pools. The top 5 teams go through, and then the next 3 best second place teams to make 8. That doesn't... A new fan to the competition, when I looked at that, I was like, oh. And their website doesn't clearly say who's in the qualifying zone and who's not. Like the official website. Wikipedia has a better table which shows you which second place teams are currently qualifying. It was pretty shocking. The pool stage is shite. And you guys, yeah, you do make good points. Some of the French teams and English teams have been known to throw B teams at the Champions Cup if they don't really care. If they're more worried about, like, getting relegated. More coffee. Don't spill it. Don't spill it. Don't spill it. Do it off camera, so if you spill it, nobody will know. Didn't spill it. Good man. France winning a World Cup, Scotland winning a Six Nations, Argentina beating New Zealand. Those are on Lotaro's list, wish list. You could not pay me enough to wear a Crusaders jersey. I was literally offered $100 to wear one and told them I wouldn't even dry my dishes with that jersey. I got to admit, also, when I first received a Crusaders jersey, that's the first jersey putting on I really hesitated, like, I don't know if I want to do this. Now it just goes on like a glove, what can I say? Anyone in the All Blacks main squad who you'd replace? Sam Cane is the popular choice at the moment. People want to replace him. Does the All Blacks squad have anyone who's like distinctly average? I don't know. It's a pretty good team. Anyone know if Farrell's facing extra discipline? I haven't heard, but I've seen it. It was pretty messy. I'd wear an England jersey and sing Swing Low for an England Six Nations fixture for the right price. Everyone's got a price. I'm sure Big Will's got a price for that Crusaders jersey. Can never rely on Scotland to meet expectations. That's also true. Like, as many games are burned into my memory, there's definitely one Scotland, like, away trip to France in the Six Nations, really stacked looking Scotland team, and France on a bad run, and Scotland just played like crap. I remember being somewhat disappointed. I wonder if there's any other games on at the minute. No, this seems to be it. They've just showed a highlights package of an old All Blacks game when Graham Henry was in charge. You'd do it for some free beers. You'd wear the Crusaders jersey. There you go. Everyone's got a price. Man, how crazy is this? Edinburgh's got like 171 run meters. 98 of them are Duhan van der Merwe. 98. That's a stat worth writing down. How's the game been, Liam? It's not been fantastic. It's been dominated by guys getting turned over at the breakdown and penalties being conceded. What can I say? Craig, your feckin' laptop has been broken, so you're watching this at your mate's house. Just logged in. Scotland being appeared. You joined at the right time. We're talking about Scotland underperforming at the Six Nations. How are you, man? Need to go to Rome for a Six Nations game. You'll realise why poor Georgia has no chance. Hey, Chris. How's it going, man? We're just about to kick off the second half. These two teams are really raising a hand to be who wants to be the losing finalist. Oh. Oh, English jersey for the free beers, not the Crusaders. Not even the Crusaders jersey for free beers. There'd have to be a price. Neither showing enough to upset Leinster. That's probably a fair call at this point. 5-0. Eating dinner, slightly drunk, good beer. Sounds like a good evening, man. Isn't Scotland in their best position to win the thing for the first time in 1,000 years? They do need a series of unlikely events to go their way, but they can do it. Still in with a chance. Technically, they never won the Six Nations. That's right. I think Scotland won the last 5 nations, but they've never won the 6. Is Cooney off? I just saw 21 on the field for Ulster. And Ludic's off as well. I guess the coach has not liked what he's seen. The fact that Albie Matthewson is still playing rugby, God, I didn't even know he was still playing. Shows you the lack of games that I've been watching. Yeah, Dean, I think Italy does need to be to beat 2 of the teams. If they had Finn Russell, they might have beaten England. You never know with Finn Russell. He always adds something. Oh, it's out on the full. Just barely. I grew up watching a Scotland team that could not physically score a try. So you're quite used to the pain. In fact, it fuels you. That sounds brutal. I grew up watching the All Blacks. which wasn't as good as it sounded. Like when I was growing up watching rugby, we didn't have the Bledisloe Cup. I remember in my formative years, our line-out was always terrible against the South Africans and the Wallabies. We had the most exciting backs, but who do you like better, Cooney or Luke McGrath? Man, I would have said Cooney before the lockdown, but since he's come back, I haven't seen that same Cooney. What can I say? How's Madigan playing? He's warming the bench pretty well. I think he's still riding the pine. LB Matthewson must be 40 plus. How many teams does he play for? He played for the Force for a bunch of years. He's been around for yonks. Stockdale again under that high ball. Looking very comfortable. Which is the worst New Zealand game you ever saw? I'd have to think about that. It's probably a World Cup loss to France if I'm thinking about it. Can't see Wales losing at home to Scotland. Will they be able to play at home though? Isn't the Millennium kind of being used for other purposes at the moment? Italy need to hijack the offside rule and the game clock, basically. And they've got a different coach from what they had that last time, so I don't know if he's got the same nous in terms of exploiting some of the rules. Stockdale looks so comfortable under those high balls. Owen, I agree. I was actually just thinking, I bet you Andy Farrell's pretty pleased watching that. Wales was shocking pre-lockdown. New coach, though. New coach. What was your reaction when Ireland beat New Zealand 2018? I lost money. I was pretty displeased. I think New Zealand was pretty pleased generally for the Irish. Like, that was a historic moment. But I lost money. ABs were mediocre when I was growing up as a kid. I was getting spanked by the Aussies. Yeah. Yeah, it was tough. I remember thinking it's bloody unfair that we got to win all the games in the Bledisloe to get the trophy back. Kids nowadays are just spoiled if they've been growing up with like the 2015 All Blacks. Worst defeat was South Africa had against Italy. I think that was after the Italians had played the All Blacks the week before, right? And the All Blacks had given them a bit of a hiding. Because that's after the All Blacks had just lost to Ireland? Was it? Stockdale's the next Irish fullback. Well, Rob Kearney's getting on. I think Jordan Lama, there's still doubts about him under the high ball. It was the only time New Zealand lost in Wales ever, and not to us. I haven't lost to Wales in my lifetime. That's true. We have lost in Wales. All right, back to this game. It's 45 minutes and 55 seconds. Edinburgh are absolutely knocking on the door. Van der Vaart just needs to pass it. He does. Graham. What a try. There you go. This game is coming alive. I honestly wondered if Van der Vaart was going to pass that. Like, the way this game's been going, I thought he might just bloody hold it and get tackled. Who did he beat? Did he beat Burns? Van der Vaart did really well to beat like a tackler and a half there. ESPN Plus is working a charm. Good. Good. What can I say? The TMO's having a look at something, but I think they're going to give it. I am generally a fan of finding the cheaper options to watch games. Do you rate as a 10 Harry or Ross Byrne? I've seen a lot more of Ross, to be honest. I can't say that much for Harry. I've hardly seen him play. A poor D from Burns, so it was Burns. I thought it was him that missed that tackle. Yeah, can't let him through there. What a kick. Great kick. 12-0 at the minute is looking like a pretty tidy score. We did lose to Llanelli. Bro, it's a long time ago, but yes, even I've seen footage of that one. Was hoping this would be the fourth game today in which both teams have scored 30 plus points. Seems unlikely though. So for me, it's a new day. So those 30 plus games are ancient history. I've had a big old sleep since then. Top 5 international teams. Tough. South Africa, New Zealand, England. There's 3. Who are the other 2? Is it Ireland? It's not Wales based on the pre-lockdown form. France? Probably France, pre-lockdown. Who's the other one? Is it Australia? Hard to say. They haven't played since the World Cup. Hard to say. Couple of signs the Welsh regions are getting their act together a bit, but strange having none of them in the mix in the Pro 14. It's always a money thing, isn't it? They don't have the same money, seemingly, as some of the other clubs. I guess that's one thing that's testament to Gatland's coaching, is that none of the Welsh regions have been that strong in recent years. I mean, I know Scarlett's won the Pro 12 a few years ago, but he's always been able to get good results out of the Welsh team, eh? I think Japan should join the Rugby Championship. Japan definitely need a competition to play in, which is not the Pacific Nations Cup. Ulster could certainly use a try. They are... They've knocked it on. I won't say anything else, I'll leave you alone now. I'll leave you alone. Ospreys recently had a big money takeover. That'll be welcome. Oh, what an intercept from Burns. Oh, my goodness. That was potentially a try for all money. Goodness me, that's a try saver. Edinburgh v Leinster going to be a good final. This DJ says Chris seems to be better. It's not as jarring, is it? It just kind of fits. It's more natural. Big V8 show. All right, man. It's probably like 3:30 over there. Take it. Piss poor from Stockdale. Yeah, just after bigging him up for that high ball work, he lets us down. Here we go. McCloskey. Little. Go, beats the first man. Offload it. Stockdale. Big tackle. Big tackle. Craig. Oh, man. Cheers, Craig. Come on, the toffs, he says. All right, Mark. I hope it's not really a lobotomy that you're off for. See you again sometime soon. 12:45 p.m. in the States, so you've just had lunch. It is 7:46 in the morning. The sun is up. It's cloudy. Thinking about what I'm going to do with the day. And at this rate, Craig, I'm going to have that Toff jersey on in about 40 minutes. I do not have an Edinburgh hat to match it yet, but I have ordered one. The Edinburgh hat is on the way. The 2007 World Cup final versus France is the worst loss. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That one was brutal. Ulster have to score here, says Owen. I'm not going to say it because every time I do, they end up knocking the bloody ball on. But it would certainly be advantageous when you're 12-0 down and got the ball in the position they do. Going about 4 phases. McCloskey's getting over the advantage line. Watson needs to let him go. Oh, 11J said. Thank you, buddy. Hope you're having a good evening over in the UK. Hopefully South African rugby gets back soon too, brother. Still waiting. Oh, they've knocked it on. Irish sides are financially backed by IRFU, and we're trying to catch up, but we have much rugby history and local clubs, and we just don't work together. Gets work miracles. I do remember that being one of Gat's challenges about getting the Welsh Rugby Union to kind of unify things or something. Marcel Coetzee with the one-handed offload. Little's going down the right wing. Oh, what a step. He's just made Hamish Watson look absolutely sick. Oh my goodness. What a try, Ulster. The game is coming alive. This is why you don't turn off after 40 minutes. You got to stick around. What a try. Marcel Coetzee, ball in one hand. He's got kind of a fake pump offload. McCloskey, Little. Hamish Watson's coming across and he just does him like dinner. What a try. What a try. See, I don't even... They're just saying that Hamish Watson hasn't missed a tackle all season. I don't even know if that'll count as a missed tackle because he didn't even get near him. He was absolutely bamboozled. What's a try? Game on, people. I think his name is spelled like that, right? Lyttle, I think. Oh, check those defenders' ankles. I know. Where do I get the jerseys? I generally get them from whichever shop is cheapest, mate. I get them on special. Sometimes people send them to me. Like, I bought that one. I didn't buy that one. I didn't buy this one. I didn't buy this one. So, people are very, very generous. But, Lovell Rugby is always a good one. The problem with Lovell Rugby is they don't combine shipping. So, if you find 2 items on special and you're thinking, hey, I'll get them both, that'll save me money. They're going to charge you shipping each item. Rugby Heaven is a good one. They've got heaps of old stock, which they just don't, if they don't sell it, they just hold it. So if you're looking for really old jerseys, which are still new and on discount, Rugby Heaven's pretty good. They do combine shipping. And eBay, man, get secondhand. That Munster one clearly is secondhand. Secondhand, get secondhand. Nobody knows it's secondhand unless you tell them it's secondhand. Did my son join me? No, he's conspicuous in his absence. I was just saying earlier, he must have been put off by the Pro 14 based on yesterday's game. He did not join me. Hamish Watson is angry. He's angry that he missed that tackle, and he has just got a try assist. The game has come alive, people. What the hell's going on? What is going on? We've got 2 tries in 3 minutes. I don't believe it. They're going to check something, though. Groom to Watson. Watson is clearly pissed off, and it's Little that misses the tackle on him as well. That is absolute, like, what do you call it? Is it karma? I don't know if it's karma, but it's like revenge. Oh, my goodness. Maybe my hope of a 60-point thriller might come true. Yeah, man. Slap in the face is what the commentator's saying. Goodness me. Okay, that was an alright try. Yeah, it's coming alive. Here comes the conversion. He's got it. $19.7. Poetic justice, yeah, that might be it. You could tell Watson was pretty pissed off. So, there you go. My company cleans Hamish Watson's parents' windows. They won't have to take his picture down after that one. That's a claim to fame. Yep. I cleaned, what's his name? This car, not the person. Mark Ellis, former All Black. I cleaned his car once. My claim to fame. Little was a roundabout. It looked like he was wiping the dust off his jersey instead of tackling. Yeah. See that bruise? No, I didn't. Whose bruise was that? Pro 14 sadly aren't showing this one for free, and neither is iSport. That's terrible. They showed yesterday's one. Why would you not show this one? You like my mug? All Blacks. Don't drop this on your computer, Mark. There you go. My wife bought that for me. You saw Hamish Watson in the Nando's about a year ago. It's your claim to fame. What is it about Nando's? I saw a bunch of international refs at a Nando's during the World Cup in 2011. Just tuning in, what's happening so far, Josh? It was 5-0 at halftime, but the game has kicked into life in the second half. We've had some proper good tries. No idea why Pro 14 has to go behind a paywall. It's madness. The club sees short-term money. That's about it. After North vs South game, this one comparison feels like a bedtime story. But it's coming alive. I think we might have another one. We've just got another try. What is going on? 45, 53, 57, 61. What is going on? Was that Rob Herring that got that one? Goodness me. I kicked Corey Flynn out of a bar once, and your username's Mr. Clean, keeping the bar clean, I guess. Nando's is awesome. Yeah, you gotta love a bit of Nando's. Oh man, this one's between two British-based sides. That's why it's not free in Ireland. It's not free in the UK either. I suppose that's a good point. It was Herring. There we go. Big kick. This game is really lighting up. It took half the game to wake up, but when it woke up, it really decided to wake up. What was in that halftime cup of tea? It's a good question. Oh, he's missed the conversion. Finally, some mongrel. There we go. Met Skokberger and Pat Lambie once. Not at the same time, surely. Jamie Ritchie's coming on. That can only be a good thing. Halfway to your 60-point hopes. At this rate, you'll go past it, man. Nice to see Richie back just in time. Yeah, he needs a bit of match time, that man. What is going to happen here? Who knows? This game could go anywhere. At one point, when it was 12-0, I thought it was done and dusted. I thought 12-0 was going to be enough. So I posted about Will Jordan signing for Ulster. I've seen that like 5 times from people in the chat. But I'm pretty sure he signed an extended contract with the Crusaders not that long ago. No, can't be true. Let's make it interesting. I have to go to a penalty shootout. Is that how it goes? It goes extra time and then penalty shootout. This game is certainly 300% looser than at halftime. Indeed. Are you getting bored about South African chat about coming up here? I'm not getting bored, but I'm getting... I just want to know the bloody result. All the speculation starts to piss me off. Like Rugby Pass every other day with some story about what the new structure is going to be. It's like, I don't really want to talk about it until we have something to say. But I guess speculation is good for getting clicks on news articles and stuff. How's Dylan van der Merwe doing? In a really quiet first half, he was massive. Once saw a New Zealand Warrior get denied to a bar, he told the bouncer, "Don't you know I'm a New Zealand Warrior?" The bouncer was like, "I don't care if you're the ultimate warrior, you're not getting in." The ultimate warrior. Yeah, that's hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. Man, if Ulster can score here, I'm not going to say it because they'll knock it on, but anyway, Ulster and Edinburgh is 22. Edinburgh has got a lot of tackles to make here. Kutsia is absolute class. I remember him playing for the Sharks, and he was a beast of a man. I've seen him just getting injured, eh? Imagine the career he could have had if more injury free. He still had a pretty bloody good one. Hope we don't F the cheaters over. Yeah. We'll just have to wait and see what happens, man. Hope that the powers that be don't stuff it up. Your rugby pass has died as well. So is Greg's. Oh, Marcel Kutsia has just been the guy that knocked it on after we were just talking him up. There's a stoppage in play, you guys watching on Rugby Pass, so you're not missing anything at the moment. Marcel Kutsia just dropped the ball. Leinster will win it easy. Oh, McAnally's looking a bit sore. His ribs. Still a stoppage, so nothing's going on. Cockerell's looking not too uncomfortable, even though his team's not leading by more than a try. ESPN Plus for the win. Your 15 minutes, you pulled up next to the New Zealand team bus outside Dublin many years ago for a World Cup match, and I shouted, "Good luck, Australia. You guys are surely going to win." Lucky for me, the lights went green. Oh, you fired the shots. That's ballsy. I got to admit, that's ballsy. Oh, free kick. Free kick for Edinburgh. Another scrum. Interesting how Schoolman goes because he got penalised a wee bit last week. Same rumours of South Africa and the Eight Nations. They give the Georgians a bloody chance instead of treating them like crap. Yeah, Georgia doesn't get the best treatment, do they? But they're in an awkward position of being too good and yet not good enough at the same time. But they're only going to get better if you give them more exposure. Still not working on Rugby Pass. Jeez. Refresh, reload. Hill says, "Come on, Edinburgh." I think they'll take 3 points if they can get their hands on it at the minute. It's bloody tight. Ulster have the ball. McCloskey. Here goes Little. Oh, he's taken this time. Mathewson. I think the bench has made a bit of a difference for Ulster. Schoolman is the bastard love child of a troll and a gummy bear. Oh, Little's knocked it on, but it was a bit of a shocking pass. Schoolman got handed a lesson in scrummaging last week. He did. He did. Yeah, it was a pass at his knees, so you can't really blame Little, but I guess when it's a semi-final, there's 11 minutes to go. Even if it's at your knees, you need to be taking it. Is Madigan on yet? I haven't seen him. It's still Billy Burns. Ulster basic skills just not good enough. Yeah, Scott, that one needed to just be either a better pass or a fantastic catch, but it was neither. It was neither. To Big Will and Greg, if you complain to Rugby Pass, they might extend your subscription for a month free or something. When they stuffed up one of the games that I was watching, I complained and they gave me a free month. So, Madigan has just come on. I haven't seen him, but they just put the names up on the screen. Oh, messy scrum there, but Edinburgh's got the penalty. It's looking more and more like Edinburgh's going to get it done. Rugby Pass 2 unreliable. That sucks, man. The VPN thing with the ESPN Plus does work, but if you've got to fork out for a VPN, it's not that much. I use ExpressVPN. Links in the descriptions of other videos, but it's pretty reliable from my experience, but I don't know there's much future rugby coming on it. Because it's Pro 14 and Super Rugby, which are all pretty much done. You get most of it on KO. Hopefully Dan Levy makes it back for the final. Would they drop him in for a final, though, without any prep time? Don't know. No, Addison is a big Ulster loss. He's another guy who has too many injuries, eh? 9 minutes to go. Groom puts in a box kick. Straight down Little's throat. Ulster are going to run it back. Stockdale winds up, but he gets tackled before he can get to full speed. Edinburgh tried to get the turnover, but failed. How long can Van Fault be before he's selected for Scotland? Do you reckon he'd be in the running for Scotland when they've got Russell and Hastings? Right, Ulster have got a penalty for you guys who aren't watching it. They've kicked for touch. They're just outside Edinburgh's 22. It's a line out which Edinburgh doesn't contest, and they're mauling. Schoolman needs to get out of there. Jeez, Edinburgh's going for everything at the breakdown, but they couldn't get it done. Mathewson. McCloskey. Tackle, let him go, Duhan. Well, man, if Ulster can score here, it's going to be a grandstanding finish. Leicester bin Joey Carberry to their rivals and now full of injuries. Another Leo Cullen masterclass. Oh, Ulster have won another penalty. They'll surely kick it 5 metres out. They'll need a good kick to get as close as they can. Russell dropped for a while. Yeah, if Russell and Townsend can play nice, then there should be those two. But yeah, I suppose there's always a third option needed. It's a decent kick. It'll be 6 or 7 metres. The ref looks to be given Edinburgh a wee bit of a warning. How much time is left? We are at 73:45. The clock is stopped while they get ready for a line out. Time is back on. Still plenty of time. I think they've really missed Ian Henderson's captaincy. He's a big loss, that's for sure. Not just his captaincy, but just his all-round play, man. He is class. They've won the line out. The maul is static. It's going forward. Here we go. It's pretty wide out. If they get the try, it's going to be a tough conversion. But no, it's kind of static at the minute. It's over. Try time. Oh my goodness. Goodness me. What a try. What a try. Scott's a happy man. Big bloody kick here. It's pretty wide out. Whoa. Yeah, it was a bit of an ugly maul. But it got there in the end. Oh, it's a hard kick. It's a very hard kick. It's going to be Madigan's first kick. Haven't seen much of him. Yeah, Madigan's taking the kick. Haven't seen him. And he's got it! You bastard, he's got it. He's got it from the sideline. First kick of the game with 4 minutes to go. Oh my goodness. What a kick. Can you believe it? This game was looking like a shocker at halftime, but the second half has been phenomenal. Nick Groom's gone off. Shields come on. Oh. Nobody can see the penalty now, man. Come on, we can't have this ended by a cheeky 3 at the end. Don't do it. Oh, the ref had this whistle in his mouth, but didn't blow. That's Madigan for you. Yep. Yeah. Yes, Scott. Ulster's bench has actually been a big factor, I think, in this one. Who said the Pro 14 games were boring? Not now. I really want to watch the game. The karma for me for bagging the Pro 14. Is Rugby Pass still not working or what? 90-point penalty to win the game. 77 minutes and 35 seconds. Mathewson with a huge pass. Madigan with another huge one. McCloskey's got the ball, but he's taken. Ulster have had all the pill for the last goodness knows how long. Still not working Rugby Pass. Jeez, they need to sort their act out. Stockdale's gone down the wing. Offload finds the grass, but they've managed to keep the ball. This is the longest the ref hasn't blown a bloody penalty the whole game. Still on the halfway line. Mathewson puts in a box kick. Stockdale's got it. I can't believe it. I thought it was going to go out on the full. It means they're in the right end of the field. Edinburgh's going to have to be careful. Oh, is that going to be a deliberate knock-on? Or just a knock-on? Oh, shit. It's a deliberate knock-on. Who's Edinburgh's reserve hooker? He stuck his mid out. Oh, Willemser. Are you kidding me? At 79 minutes and a half, Madigan's got the ball. He's got a kick to win the game at the death. How the hell has this happened? Craig can't watch it. It's brutal. It's not an easy kick. He's pretty far out. You can see the Guinness logo. He's like close to the 10-meter line. It's got a bit of angle. He's to the left and like between the halfway line and the 10-meter line, closer to the 10-meter line. 80 minutes on the clock. He's lining it up. Kicks it. He's got it. He's won it at the death. Oh my God. What a win. Madigan is the absolute hero. Can you believe that? How brutal for Edinburgh. They were up 12-0. I'm shaking. I'm a neutral in this game and my hands are... The pressure was phenomenal. What a kick. Goodness gracious. Holy moly. Brutal for Edinburgh, but shit, how good is that final going to be? Oh my. Jeez. What's a game, guys. I'm sorry for you guys on Rugby Pass who missed that one. You need to complain. Because that was a cracking finish. That final little half, he just stuck his hand out and it's a deliberate knock on. You can't be doing that. And yeah, the bench won them the game for sure. It's an All-Ireland final. The kick, it had the legs just. Madigan was watching it as it goes over and then he realized he got it. It wasn't one where he knew he got it as soon as he kicked it. He gave it a wee look just to make sure it had the legs. Oh my. Oh. Yeah, congratulations Ulster. Commiserations Edinburgh. Brutal finish, but yeah, you got to think that Ulster finished the stronger team for sure. Good finish. Nice to get up for a game early in the morning and have a finish like that, that's for sure. All right, commiserations Scottish fans. But yeah, we'll see how the final goes. Finishes 22-19. Ulster coming out the victors. Alright guys, if you're in the evening, enjoy the rest of your day, evening. Don't stay up too late. Ulster fans, with your drinks, don't get too drunk. Yeah, I'm gonna do a quick review of that game and go play with the kids for the rest of the day. It looks like it's gonna be fairly fine, but we will see. Cheers for the stream. It's been a bit of fun. Second half was certainly the half to be watching. Alright guys, take care, and yeah, I'll see you guys for another one soon. Have a good one. Bye.